Hi, I'm Claire Tompkins, the Clutter Coach, and this is the Organize Your Life podcast. I am passionate about organizing because it makes my clients' lives so much easier, more relaxed, and with more time to spend the way that they want to. In every podcast, I will talk about an organizing, decluttering, or time management concept. I'll tell you why it's important. I'll also include an action step at the end so you can start practicing right away. My specialty is chunking down these big topics so they aren't overwhelming. That's the concept for the podcast, too. I'm now done with the material from my first book, 52 Simple Ways to Get Organized. You can buy my books on my website or on Amazon. You can also view the podcast show notes on my blog. I do this podcast to connect with people, and that means you. Let me know that you're listening. Shoot me an email at claire@cluttercoach.net. I would really love to hear from you. Okay, here we go. This is podcast 95, and it's about prioritizing. I'm surprised to look back and see that I haven't talked about this concept much. That's kind of weird, because it's an important one, and it came up last night with my coaching group as we started our month of May, which is focusing on time management. Speaking of the group, May has just begun, so it's not too late to join. You can find out all the details on my homepage, cluttercoach.net. Lack of prioritizing is a big reason that people get overwhelmed and do nothing, or they focus on the wrong things because they're not looking at the big picture. To me, the most important factor in choosing priorities for how to spend your time each day is how well they reflect your life goals. After all, there's no point in being productive and efficient if you're spending time on stuff that doesn't matter. This is an important topic. Many people never write down their goals for a variety of reasons. It is said that writing them down is a better indicator of achieving them than not, so it's a good idea. But at the very least, you should have an idea of what they are. A tool that life coaches use a lot is the Wheel of Life. You can Google that and come up with a bunch of examples. Basically, it's a pie chart with each slice assigned to an area of your life, such as family or work. There are basic categories, but you should feel free to add your own or rename them. It's your life. They're your categories. A pie chart is a good technique because it shows you graphically how big each slice is relative to the others. Most wheels have each slice the same size, but it's worthwhile to draw them to reflect what's happening in your life right now and see where you'd like to make changes. After you have a good idea of what your goals are, ideally in an at-a-glance format such as the Wheel of Life or a short list of evocative phrases, you can refer to it to screen your activities. Note that this is not only for being productive. Fun, recreation, and social life should also be in your pie so you have some life balance. But even balance is optional. There's no rule that says all your slices have to be the same size. They just need to reflect how you want to live your life. If you think of projects and to-dos associated with your goals that you're not ready to tackle yet, capture them in a master list. Podcast 35 was about this topic for more information. Use this list for everything that pops into your head that you'd like to do, accomplish, be, have, experience, etc. That way your mind can rest and you don't have to keep reminding yourself of the things you can't do right now. Goals and therefore priorities change over time. Don't be afraid to alter your list if you start down a path that turns out to be not right for you. As I've said many times, you don't necessarily know where a path will go until you walk on it for a while. Often you will find that the slice that needs some help is one containing a goal that you're procrastinating on. Maybe it seems too big or just not doable at all in your current situation. It generally qualifies as something that's important but not urgent, and we all know that humans are prone to focusing on urgent tasks at the expense of ones that are actually important. But if you've affirmed this as a value in your life, it's time to prioritize it. So the sequence is this. Look at your to-do list and make sure each to-do is related to pushing forward one of your life goals. Screen it using your pie. If you don't have such a list, make one now. This is a list of current stuff, not your daily to-do list. Now you make your daily to-do list, making sure to include tasks that are important along with the urgent ones. And I suggest being really honest about what is truly urgent and what only you can do. Mark each task as being urgent or important, although some can be both. Next, prioritize your list so that you're doing as many important tasks as you can while still getting the urgent ones ticked off. Depending on how your particular list looks, you could alternate. Starting always with an important task. If you start with the urgent ones, you're just off to the races and that's it. Or you could do only important tasks till lunch and then do the rest in the afternoon. I like this strategy because urgent tasks usually come with an adrenaline rush that can keep you going in the afternoon. You want to save valuable mental energy time for the important tasks. And mixing it up a bit can also lower your resistance to the important tasks, which by definition will be small steps that advance your goals, not entire projects. Refer back to podcast 24 for more detail on that point. Small steps are ones that you are totally clear on and know that you're capable of doing. Once you check one off, you can go on to the next thing. It sounds straightforward, but it does require some work and attention. First, to come up with your goals pie, and second, to get used to screening your to-dos based on your goals and values. But this is the way that you get to look back over the past year and feel good that you made some progress, even if it's small, on what's really important to you. What you can do right now: get one of those wheels of life and fill it in. If you've already done that step, start your master list. If you already have that too, look at your current projects and apply the screening technique to the first one. Hey, thanks for listening. I'm Claire Tompkins, the Clutter Coach. If you like the show, I'd love it if you'd leave a rating and review in iTunes. You can subscribe too, so the podcast will be ready and waiting for you to listen to. You'll find the show notes on my blog at www.cluttercoach.net. And you can check out my store to find books I've written and a whole bunch of other stuff. If you're a fan of the show, you can become a patron on patreon.com for as little as $1 a month. You can find my page by going to the Patreon website, that's Patreon, and searching on Clutter Coach. I'll still post the podcast free of charge, but I've got some cool rewards for folks who want to help me make the show even better. Come back next week for a new podcast.